Things over now to Alexa.
Yeah, thanks. We are getting a quick look at what's going on in the Gulf. There is that low chance of tropical development, 10% chance from the National Hurricane Center as showers and storms start gathering over the Yucatan Peninsula. They're going to be moving west going into the next couple of days, and it's going to be moving continued westward into eastern Mexico. So we're watching for a low chance of tropical development. There is going to be some moisture associated with that gets flung farther to the north going into next week, but nothing to stress about here along the Gulf Coast. Here's all that moisture moving west into eastern Mexico and South Texas this weekend. They're going to see some heavy rain as a result of that weak Gulf disturbance going into the weekend time frame. But some of that moisture does break off and head to the northern Gulf Coast next week ahead of an approaching June cold front. Now, it's not going to get any colder here, but that front, as it gets closer, will bring us some rounds of heavy rain next week. We'll talk more about that in a bit, because in the meantime, it's just going to be hot and pretty nice the rest of the work week and even heading into the weekend. Temperatures in the upper 80s across the deep south, even 80s and 90s for the mid-Atlantic, 93 degrees in D.C. right now. Across the country, there's severe weather in the Midwest. We're going to be mostly dry the next couple of days. Not much rain at all. Beautiful weather. Plenty of sunshine. Nice outside with our View Orleans camera taking a live look over the French Quarter and the Mississippi River. 88 degrees, feels like 95. Dew points are in the 70s. It's going to be hot and humid, but seasonably hot. Nothing out of the ordinary for us. Winds mostly from the south around 10 miles per hour, so we'll have a nice little breeze kicking in here and there. Temperatures already in the 90s in a few spots, 92 in Mandeville, 90 in the city of New Orleans. We'll have plenty of sunshine. This afternoon, temperatures mostly in the lower 90s. Will be in the 80s in the early evening and then 70s going into tomorrow morning. Our feels like temperatures getting to about 100 degrees in a few spots this afternoon. So that's where it gets you, the heat index, the feels like temperatures. And make sure you're keeping cool and hydrated. Try not to overexert yourself, especially if you work outside for long periods of time. So we're going to keep high pressure in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere in the coming days. Keeps us hot, keeps us mostly dry. But then going into next week, here is this upper trough that swings in ahead of that tropical moisture, and that will bring us a rainy pattern across the southern part of the U.S., the Gulf Coast, going into next week. So here is that tropical moisture headed northward next week. Ahead of that approaching front, we're going to have ample tropical moisture over our part of the Gulf Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So we may have to deal with some rounds of heavy soaking tropical downpours next week. So we already have a weather impact alert for next week on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because of the tropical moisture and the front. We'll see rounds of heavy rain and some thunderstorms, and there is going to be some flooding possible, I think, going into next week. So just keep that in mind. Here's your 7-day forecast. Enjoy the dry, hot weather while we have it. Lots of sunshine today and tomorrow. Looking good heading into the weekend, but temperatures are going to be in the 90s. It will feel like around 100 degrees. Going into this weekend, there is a chance for a couple stray showers and storms Friday and Saturday. Not a whole lot, but that moisture starts to enter into the equation a bit on Sunday. So we'll see a few more scattered storms Sunday. Not much, but really it's next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll have more numerous showers and storms, but temperatures will be a little cooler in the 80s.
Thank you, Alexa. Yet another central business